What's up, fellas? In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Detroit Pistons. Why? Because so many people keep asking me to, okay? Every single time that I talk about a bright future team, right? And I talk about a team that has good young talent, there are people yelling at me, Tucker, hey, talk about Detroit. Tucker, why are you not paying attention to the Pistons? Tucker, someone made the case the other day. They said, hey, by the way, I think Detroit might have had the best offseason in the league last year. Do you know the Suns acquired Chris Paul? Are we on the same page there? Okay. I don't want to be too disrespectful to Pistons fans, okay? So they've done some good things. So we're going to talk about Detroit today because people get mad that I haven't been talking about the Pistons. So here we go. Do the Pistons have a bright future? That's our topic in today's video. But really quickly before we get started, if you enjoy content like this, then consider subscribing. I upload twice a day, every single day on this channel, so it's a great place for the most consistent NBA content on YouTube. You can also leave a like rating on the video as well, and you can check me out at various socials and a Linktree link down in the description below. With all those things said, let's go ahead and get started and talk about Detroit. By the way, if you're new here, what's up? My name is Tucker. Okay, Detroit, future. What are the pieces? Saddiq Bey. He's been a very, very good player. I've known about Saddiq Bey for a little bit, by the way, because he was supposed to go to NC State. And then we let him go as a recruit. So, known about Saddiq Bey for a little bit. And Pistons fans have been trying to drum up this like Rookie of the Year case for Saddiq Bey. He's a very, very good player. He's not going to beat out Anthony Edwards or LaMelo Ball for Rookie of the Year, just to be clear. But it's clearly very good value given where they got him in the draft, how good he's looked. He's going to be a nice little player, can shoot. And I'm not saying that he's going to be like some kind of all-star level guy, but he's going to be a nice piece in Detroit, which where they got him in the draft, getting a nice piece is very good, right? I mean, there's been plenty of teams over the years that get like Alex Len with the 5th pick. A little shade at Phoenix there for you, right? The other thing that's happening lately that a lot of people are telling me about is like, hey, Tucker, go watch Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes is doing things. Killian Hayes is a guy that a lot of people were excited about as a rookie. I could be getting this wrong, but I think Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer had Killian Hayes rated as his #1 overall draft prospect in this class. So obviously people were excited about him, right? Unfortunately, he's been hurt for a lot of the year. He's been coming back lately. Some up and down stuff, you know what I mean? But he's at least looked steady. He's looked solid. He hasn't looked completely lost, which given how weird this season has been and given how much of it he has missed to this point, positive things, right? And then there's Jeremy Grant, right? I think this, if you want to be one of those guys that said, hey, Detroit had one of the best off seasons in the league, by the way, the Jeremy Grant signing is probably the foundation of that argument, right? A guy that, I'm going to be honest, I'll raise my hand. I clowned the signing. I said that it didn't seem like it was a great one. I didn't believe in the offensive scoring ability of someone like Jeremy Grant. And I will point out, by the way, that post All-Star break, things have been a little bit down for Jeremy Grant, but that's fine. It's not the end of the world, okay? But he's obviously been very good. He's been a nice addition to this group. And, you know, make no mistake, he was a borderline all-star caliber guy this year and is someone that, you know, Denver clearly missed to the point where they went out and got someone just like him and Aaron Gordon. Not just like him, pretty similar to him and Aaron Gordon, right? So those three guys are kind of the foundational pieces here. And then you kind of look at some of the other options that they have as well and some of the other random young guys on the roster that, I'm going to be honest, aren't super relevant, so I'm not really going to talk about them here. But they're at least halfway interesting. They had multiple first-round picks last year, is what it is. The reason I'm confused, though, is because people were yelling at me like they're the Thunder or the Pelicans. But, you know, in the past, I've said that Detroit was the toughest rebuild in the league, right? And there just wasn't a ton of young talent here. You know, that was even at the time when they had like someone like Luke Kennard on the roster. And then, you know, what were they going to do with Blake? All that stuff. I'll give them credit for a couple of things. One, the Saddiq Bey pick, as well as the development of him, his rookie year. Give him credit for that. Killian Hayes, jury's still out, you know, TBD on that one. The Jeremy Grant signing, I'll give them credit for that one, right? And even though it was in a very roundabout way, the foresight to just go and get out from under the Blake Griffin money, positive move there as well. So I will absolutely give them credit for that. However, when you're looking at their future payroll and stuff like that, they already have over $100 million in payroll for this upcoming season because the Blake money is still on there, at least according to the Basketball Reference payroll sheet that I have here. And after that, like the Blake money comes off and it starts to look up. And even in this offseason, if they wanted to buy some guys, not buy some guys out, if they wanted to waive some guys that are on non-guaranteed deals, they can open up themselves a little bit of cap space as well if they want to. But here's my problem with talking about Detroit as this like bright future team, okay? If you're looking at Oklahoma City, you're looking at New Orleans, they have a ton of options. Like they have a lot of room for error. They can screw up a lot of stuff and still be a very, very good team, right? Of course, Zion, Brandon Ingram, SGA, all the picks that both of them have. The flexibility that they have to go out and trade for somebody, flexibility they have to mess up multiple picks and it doesn't even matter, the flexibility they have to move up in drafts to go get a pick and a guy that they really want to, is clearly there. Detroit, on the other hand, it does not have that level of variance and that much margin for error, at least not on the same level that those two teams do, which is fine, by the way, because that's only an issue when it is compared directly to those teams that have a ridiculous amount of margin for error given all the draft picks and things like that they have. And they also have the benefit of having their veteran guys, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, actually have significant trade value. They did not have that luxury when it came to someone like Blake Griffin, and then obviously a year earlier, Andre Drummond either, okay? So overall, like if the Thunder and the Pelicans didn't exist here, yeah, the Pistons would be a team that you would maybe look at a little bit more favorably. They're going to have the opportunity to draft some players high in the draft over the next couple of seasons. Jeremy Grant's a nice complimentary guy. Ditto is the Deke Bay. Maybe Killian Hayes will end up becoming something. But my problem is they don't really have a guy yet. You know what I mean? They don't really have a guy that you truly believe in as like a real thing. And until they have that, I'm not really going to take them seriously, right? Saddiq Bey and Jeremy Grant are not enough for me personally to start really jumping all over the Detroit Pistons bandwagon, okay? Now, if they get a really good player in this draft, maybe we can start talking. But that's what it's going to come down to for them, is they have to draft really well with their picks and develop their players really well as well. And if you want to point to the Saddiq Bey draft pick as an indicator of that, cool. That works for me. You know what I mean? Like that makes total sense. That 100% tracks. But just as it relates to having this crazy bright future, I think we've kind of turned the table on the idea that, you know, just being a a bottom five team every year, that being enough to have like a bright future. You know what I mean? Like we're looking at teams that have tons of picks or competent front offices or crazy amounts of assets and things like that. And Detroit is just quite simply not on that level. So I felt like I needed to talk about Detroit more than I was like really excited to have this huge Detroit conversation. But the more I looked into them, the more I realized that, yeah, you know, they're doing a good job. And when it comes to, you know, I think it was this time a year and a half ago, I said they're the most difficult rebuild in the entire NBA. They've definitely made strides since then. You know what I mean? And they've made out of the box moves like that Jeremy Grant signing. I would love to know. Obviously, Denver was willing to match it. It was just a difference in roles, and that's why he ended up going to Detroit. I would love to know what the other offers were out there in exchange for Jeremy Grant. In order to sign Jeremy Grant, because Detroit clearly went above and beyond to go get him. They evaluated him as a guy they really wanted, and ultimately that's going to be a good decision. He's also, however, going to be an interesting guy to keep an eye on over the next couple of seasons, as he has, after the season, I believe 2 years and $40 million left on his contract, and again, is a guy that holds significant value. So either as a player, complimentary-wise moving forward, or as a trade piece, that Jeremy Grant addition is going to be very, very nice. Now, do I think they had the best offseason in the league? No. But they had a good offseason, and that's about all you can expect right now from Detroit. It's not going to be a Hail Mary play, you know, that's going to end up getting them to some kind of top-tier thing, right? It's going to be them being diligent, year after year, developing their young players, not wasting any of their picks. This Killian Hayes thing needs to work out, and then going from there, because that allows you then to have the opportunity to make a trade if that becomes available, or to develop a nice young core with all the different picks that you've made yourself. That opens up so many more opportunities and avenues, and there have been plenty of teams, smaller market teams over the years in the league that have done just that and have developed a really nice team through the draft, and that is exactly what Detroit is going to need to do, okay? Interesting pieces, not something I'm incredibly overwhelmed about, but there's your Pistons video, okay? They didn't have the best offseason. Their future is not on the same level as the Thunder or the Pelicans, but they're doing a nice job to this point. Saddiq Bey's a good player. Jeremy Grant signing's good. We'll see what happens with Killian Hayes. Okay, cool. Everybody on the same page? Good. That is going to be the end of this video, and I thank you guys very much for watching. As I said in the beginning, my name is Sucker. If you enjoyed the video, you can check out more from me, the boxes and screen, as well as on the channel as a whole. You can leave a like rating on the video as well, and you can check me out at various socials and a Linktree link down in the description below. Like I said, I upload twice a day, every single day on this channel. Even when I go out of town, I make 2 videos every single day on this channel to talk about the NBA. I love the NBA. We're ramping up to a really, really exciting time here, so consider subscribing to the channel. With all those things said, hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.